welcome back to my channel, Celebrating with Amber. Today for you, I am decorating for Easter. It's a little late, I know. I wanted to do this like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. But if you're not new to my journey, you know that I've been really busy with Easter baskets. Still am, they're not done. But you'll see that here. I'm gonna build some Easter baskets with you guys coming up, hopefully later this week on this channel. But today we're decorating. So what I'm gonna do, I have 2 totes full of stuff. I have a basket. This is all the stuff I've bought in this year. This is most of the stuff I bought in this year. I know some of it's still kind of in somewhere. I have a whole mess in the other room. And then this is a box with stuff. I have some other things I want to do, like build yarn trees, but that's not going to happen until I'm done with my Easter baskets, but I still want to decorate. So my goal is to get this done in about an hour because I need to do Easter basket stuff today as well. So you're going to watch me sort through the totes and put the things where they belong. So the things that decorate the kitchen, the things that decorate the tree, the things that decorate the coffee bar, I'm gonna sort them all throughout and while I'm digging through these totes. And then I'm gonna start decorating. So you're gonna spend some time with me if you'd like. I would love for you to. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join this YouTube family over here on Celebrating with Amber while I try to grow it. And that's where we're starting. So I think I'm gonna start decorating in the kitchen. But first, like I said, I wanna sort everything out. And yeah, if you have any questions about anything, please ask in the comments down below. I would love to have those conversations with you. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. Now let's get started. sort of organized chaos, still chaos. Here's my cheater tree. If you watch my hauls, I just decorate from here to here because that's what shows, but it's going to come off as well, get redecorated. Right here, stuff for the tree. Here, stuff for on top of here. Some hang-up signs that are going to go up on my walls because I already put my wreaths up when I brought them home. That one's in the wrong spot, but I couldn't get it to stick to the screw. And then I have over there to decorate. Probably put a couple things on this table. That box, I don't think I need anything else out of it, but and then I have some extra garlands. Yeah, banners, garlands. See if those are going to go anywhere. I have my wood crates. One's going to go up there for sure. I'm not sure about the second one. That's a bunch of the stuff for both built-ins, potentially. And here we have my table full of stuff. There's some Easter eggs that got bought. They're going to get used for the kids' Easter baskets. These are carrots. They kind of go a little bit everywhere. This little tree, I didn't know where I wanted it. I think it's going to go on top of the dog crate over there. That little tree goes in the bathroom. These are just sparkly eggs that are used to decorate all over the place. Because when I clean up, I just clean up, you know. I just put it everywhere. We have our tablecloth back there. Tier tray stuff. I kind of stuck a little on the tier tray. This is mostly tier tray stuff. These are magnets, but my new refrigerator doesn't do magnets, so they'll probably just get put away. The Peeps usually go in my coffee bar, but I did pull out my ice cream maker already, and it goes in the corner, so it might go on top of my fridge instead. But there's a bunch of the stuff for my coffee bar, just kind of on there. Then we have over here, some of this might go back into the bins. It's like the plates, serving trays, bowls, that kind of stuff. I don't think we're hosting anything this year. I don't think. I mean, it can happen, but I don't think. And then I have this garland or banner. I don't know. It goes up there, though. There's our 3D printer. It needs a better home. I don't like it in here, but the kids do. And then this stuff all for sure goes up there, but I might even add some more stuff depending on what I find because I have that screw now. So I'll probably put some sort of sign up there first and then hang up all or put up all this stuff. So that's kind of my organized chaos of what I have going on so far. Like I said, I think I'm going to start in the kitchen. I'm going to start, I believe, decorating up there because then I can see kind of what I have, what I need, do all that, and then potentially move on to the coffee bar maybe. Yeah, so we're going to start decorating. Again, I have a goal of getting this done. Like at this time, it's 11 o'clock. I wanted it done by now, but by noon. I want to be done decorating by noon. So let's get started on the decorating. Alright guys, we are to the walkthrough part of the video. I didn't hang much up on that part of the wall, but we have another blanket and pillow out on this couch, as well as my peeps on that one. Over here, I set up that little tree, that Easter egg Braxton painted when he was an itty bitty little guy, so I pull it out every year just cause. Note the time. I said I wanted to be done by noon. Huh. Alright, up on this wall, we have a wreath and a couple signs. I just use existing hooks, so the balance isn't great, but they're up. My tree, of course. Always love the tree. Oh, and over here, I just did a couple games and a bunny on the table. But on the tree, got that decorated. I need some Easter tinsel garland, I think, but I couldn't find any that I liked, and I only kind of looked. But I do the signs and those big bunnies in there just to kind of fill in the space. The rest is like carrots and Easter eggs. So super easy to do. I really like the way this spot turned out. I like my little carrot. It says right there, bunny bait. And I use that little bucket, put some carrots in it. Up there, I can use some more eggs for that basket. I used what I had and just some other little signs. And I want some Easter grass or something to come out of some of the Easter baskets I have around. Then we have this garland. I actually got this idea from Thrifty Tiffany. She did that one year and I really liked it, so I did it as well. Then the top of the dog crate that I always like to decorate, these were my grandmother's. She had painted them and I got them from her, so I like to put them out for Easter. Just a small little tier tray and the little bunny runner. Up here, I also like the way this turned out. I put some stuff in my, I don't know what those are called, big glass vases. I did the carrots and some shiny eggs. That Happy Easter bucket was Braxton's first Easter bucket for like when he was 1, when he went looking for Easter eggs. So I like to pull that out too. And I could use something else up there. If I make my yarn trees, maybe up there, but I didn't have time to do that before today. So that's that. I did put that garland banner thing up there. Of course, we have the tier tray, just with just the little this and that I have. There could be more, but I think it's okay overall. So I just all the little things I try to put on there. I have that Easter egg. I was actually going to swap that out with that wreath and put a banner up there. I never did. So that's what this is. Oops, I forgot to move my water bottle. And soda pop. All right, so I did the coffee bar. It's kind of peeps, kind of not. Kind of peeps. I did that sign up there because I thought it was cute. I did the 2 little peeps. And then those little chickadees. The sign, the lights, they don't have batteries in them yet. I did the jelly bean sign with the jelly beans in a jar. And then the peeps, and put the peeps in a jar. Put out my mugs for the season, as well as some of my handmade stuff. I need some more coffee to fill up my little coffee holder, but that's good for now. I just did 2 of the peeps up there. I was going to do something in the middle, didn't come up with anything. Put the sign on that door. Over here I have, oh, I still have my Easter bunny ears on. Welcome to our patch with the little salt and pepper shaker. Over here, I really just put one of those little dozens of eggs and put some carrots in the back of the little red truck and the little soap out. Here's all like the things if I host, but I don't think I am, but they're just right there. I always do love the top of my cabinets though. Over there's the bunny carrot patch kind of section. And then over here is like the eggs. I want something else up there, but I don't know what else I have to kind of floof it up because I feel like that side's busier than this side, but that's how that turned out. And then we have very minimal in the bathroom, very minimal because I don't really have anything. So we just did some flowers and some bunny butts, carrots. Hi, I'm a hot mess. A sign, the little things right there, and then a little tree. And that's it. That's all that's in there. But something's better than nothing. So guys, that is it. If you haven't subscribed yet over here to Celebrating with Amber, I would love to have you. But I hope you enjoyed watching me decorate. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I decorated for Easter this year. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.